Can I throw in something right quick?
Throw the frisbee.
Okay. I was having a discussion online the other day. I've been meaning to post this on my Facebook. Could you shut the door? Maybe. I was having this discussion with a young lady. She's Kalanga.
Mm-hmm.
So she was just telling me how she would never want to date a Kalanga dude.
How?
And then she was just telling me about the general upbringing of Kalanga dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
That sounds weirdly tribalistic, but anyway,
yes,
go on.
coming from her because she's talking about her own.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like Kalanga are the equivalent of maybe Zulus in South Africa. In the sense that I feel like the men have an alpha male vibe about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel what this young lady said is that if you pay attention, and if you pay attention, like in Botswana, most women would say a Kalanga man. It seems like most women, a lot of women, when they talk about the ideal man, a lot of them tend to throw in that Kalanga thing.
Is it non-Kalanga women there?
Yes, non-Kalanga.
Okay.
Yeah, and even the Kalanga dudes, that these dudes, they have that masculine pride and everything. Mm. And she's brought up something very interesting.
Like no women around here.
And she brought up that space that it's probably because Kalanga, like within the Kalanga tradition, it's not a common thing for a Kalanga man to abandon his children. Mm. So it's like it's been embedded in them that you don't abandon your child. So I think that's probably what makes the Kalanga tribe seem to be quite dominant.
Wait, so
I think about all my friends, Kalanga friends, they have a really masculine aspect and frame about them. Like they're very in touch with their masculinity. They're natural born leaders. They don't struggle with women. They get the best women. They're doing well in their careers.
Yeah, that out.
Like the Kalanga tribe.
Acquiesce with. So it's kind of confusing though. Then why wouldn't Kalanga women want Kalanga men if that were true about Kalanga?
Let me not stereotype. It was just this particular.
Kalanga I get that it's really anecdotal. So it's just one person's experience about the world.
But hey, for the most part, other women from other tribes are drawn to that. Because it's a foreign experience to them.
Oh, it's exotic.
It's exotic.
Oh, okay. So it's crazy, dude. Like it's such a very crazy metric to look at a person like just because they're Kalanga, then they're probably very good caregivers. I mean, that's one of the problems with the world that we're facing right now. We look at we have a certain experience with one person that is from some group, depending on skin color or tribe or something, and then we're like, oh, all people from that tribe must be thieves or very good men or partners or something, and then you find out, this is not necessarily true. This is also true for a lot of people in third world country, assuming that people in first world countries are these hardworking geniuses who build everything. Like, not necessarily, man. Most people in those countries just want to eat McDonald's and just go home and live their lives. Like they're not out there in Silicon Valley. Like people talk as if all Americans are in Silicon Valley, just geniusing their way through life. It's not necessarily true. Many Americans are like mini Botswana. There are lazy Americans out there. There are very hardworking Americans. There are very good Kalanga caregivers. For instance, very good Kalanga men. There are really horrible Kalanga men out there.
Yes.
The same goes for Bali, Tebangwato. It's everywhere, man. Yeah. And I think the thing that I'm trying to communicate here is you need to be a good judge of character. Look at a specific person and then have your own metrics matrices as to what do you look for in a person. This is not just a relationship, like I want to go to bed with this person later. No, even like business, even just friendship, just I'm gonna have a few drinks with this girl and you're a girl. Same thing. You know, like I'm a true believer. My philosophy is, you know, if you get hit by a car somewhere, crossing the road, I get that it was mostly the driver's responsibility to see that, hey, this person is crossing the road, is on the edge of the road and they're facing the street. So maybe I want to slow down, you know, but I'm a firm believer that if you could rewind life and go back to like 15 minutes, you could see that this thing that looks like it was so impossible to see coming. Like, you know, those things that are like an accident happened, it was like just a flash, man. It was so crazy. But you look back at it and you're like, if I was paying attention to certain things, then I could have maybe seen this thing coming. So that's fine for an accident or whatever negative experience in life to happen. It's fine to be messed over by a Mwato guy or a Zulu guy at some point in your life, right? But then don't like broad brush and say it's everyone. Like, look at that experience and be like, oh, you know, maybe the time when we were watching Generations or Isidingo or something. Hey, dude, like I'm exposing my age or something. Like I'm talking about, hey, so it's from a while ago, dude. Like, what are people watching now? Isibaya, yeah.
Generations is still on.
Oh, it's still on. Okay, yeah.
The legacy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Maybe the time when we were watching Generations, the legacy, you know, and this man hit the woman and everyone was like, this is the one guy. My boyfriend was the one guy who was like,
She deserved it.
you know, red flag, right there, red flag. You're supposed that is a red flag where you're like, noted. This woman deserved to get beaten. Put it in your pocket. Go to the bedroom. Pack your bags quietly, and maybe talk about it. Like, just bring it up. Hey, babe. Like, so the other day we were watching Generations, and that woman something. And she said, yeah, what do you think of that? If he stands by his word, like, yeah, no, women are trash, you know, like, hey, she deserved it. Bounce.